He's a good little Yoshi. He's a good little Yoshi. Who's it? Oh. Shh. Hey up, Nuts Gamer here. Welcome to a rather special edition of Pickups Blast. This time I've not been at my local charity shop flicking through these games in the dingy corner to find that deal we all know is there. No, neither have I spent all my Sunday evenings on eBay waiting for you guys to go to sleep so I can pinch all the newly listed stuff. No, this time I've spent most of my Saturday dragging my poor father round the Dome in Doncaster at the video game marketplace. And I tell you what guys, I found some brilliant deals while I was there and stocked up on some killer apps for my Dreamcast. But let's take a quick look at some of the stuff I saw while I was there and then we'll go through the spoils of victory behind me. But check it out guys, it was absolutely amazing. Never been to anything like this before, so it was just video games galore. I was like a kid in a candy shop. Honestly, check it out.
Have fun at the Doncaster Dome. Some gaming shit with Nuts Gamer and Nuts Gamer's dad. Hello, let's go. I found lots of games. Booty mod. Whoa, got my camera the wrong way around here. Let's have a look at some gamage. Fizzling out now, time to go home. Bring my bag of Dreamcast games.
So that was my day out at the Doncaster video game market. I picked up absolutely loads of games. You were tripping over simply every format imaginable, left, right and centre. So let's go over to the bench and see the spoils of victory from a good trudge round at the Doncaster Dome. Wait. I'm sorry, mate, I need to drop this. Yeah, we'll get pizza, it's fine. So the first of many Dreamcast games we have, it's 18-wheeler American Pro Trucker, one of the last games released for the system. This is a conversion of the AM2 arcade game of the same name. It's a very, very faithful conversion to the system and one of the last games released on it before being discontinued. It's nice enough for a few hours play, but once you've seen it all, there's not a lot to go back to. A nice arcade conversion though. Next up we have Dino Crisis, the port of the PlayStation 1 classic survival horror where the zombies have been switched out for dinosaurs. On the PlayStation this was an absolutely groundbreaking game at the time because it was the first of its genre to feature fully 3D backgrounds. You play as Regina, a government agent sent to a remote island to track down a missing professor who's been conducting suspicious experiments. Ooh, hopefully I'll bump into some dinosaurs because I didn't seem to find any in the beginning. Next up we have Mirra Freestyle BMX, another straight from PlayStation to Dreamcast port where they just slapped over a lovely filter. The system unfortunately was synonymous for these kind of ports, unfortunately at the time. This game looks like it tried to cash in on the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater craze as it came out around about the same time, and it was relatively popular, but not my cup of tea. Next, yet again, another straight from PlayStation to Dreamcast port, we have Bullseye Star Command. A really cheesy, kids-style action platform game. A bad game with bad controls and bad graphics. Right up my street, I want to play something this terrible, so I'm going to give this game a blast. Buzz Lightyear and Star Command. Next up we have ECW Anarchy rules, or in this case not so much so, because I took a gamble on this game paying £3 for it. The disc looks absolutely knackered, and it makes my Dreamcast sound like it's heavy breathing. That gamble's going in the bin, Nuts Gamer. Salvage that case for parts, that's a good idea, yes. The next Dreamcast game we have is ESPN International Track and Field from Konami. Your typical button bashing Olympic game, give yourself carpal tunnel, fantastic, competitive track and field game. They're all the same, guys, come on man, they're all the same. We've played it all before, except in this case I haven't played it. Next up we have NBA 2K and a poor unfortunate NBA player with an $11.99 sticker over its face. Sure you're worth more than that, mate. I'll get that cleaned off at some point. This was one of the better Sega sports titles, a very popular basketball game on the Dreamcast, so was NBA 2K2. I've not really played many basketball games since NBA Jam, but this one really did show what the system can do, and I wouldn't mind giving it time of day. Next up we have the NFL Quarterback Club 2000 from Acclaim Sports on the Dreamcast. Again, this poor bloke has got some sticker residue over his face, and it's another Dreamcast case that does need to have a little bit of TLC. It looks graphically okay for a Sega Dreamcast. I don't understand how to play these games, so I'm just going to let the demo roll out. It's just one for the shelf. The case is in nice condition there, yeah. Next up we have a game that completely passed me by when I was younger, and it wasn't until it was subsequently re-released on the Xbox and Xbox One that I discovered Rez. What an amazing game. This is an on-rail shooter from Sega, and it's one of the last games released for the Dreamcast. I think this came out in 2002. It plays very similar to Panzer Dragoon, but you have a pumping techno soundtrack and some really trippy visuals while you're playing as well. Some of the development team working on this, oddly enough, were pulled from Team Andromeda, so the similarities with Panzer Dragoon go a little deeper than just familiar gameplay. Awesome game, man. Next up we have the sequel to Sega Worldwide Soccer 2000. We have Sega Worldwide Soccer 2000 Euro Edition, which is, oddly enough, a Sega soccer game for the Dreamcast, which is a football game at the same time. I don't play these games very much, and there we go, Sega football on the Dreamcast, ladies and gentlemen. Just another one to fill space on my shelf. Next up we have NBA Showtime, another basketball Dreamcast game with a broken case. Never mind. This looks interesting. This looks like NBA Jam style gameplay with 2-on-2. I could quite get into playing this. It's another basketball game for the Dreamcast. It does look really good. I would look forward to playing this one a little bit more. Shame about the case though. Next up we have South Park Rally, a conversion of the N64 and PlayStation 1 game of the same name. Slightly improved graphics. This is a game that sort of cashed in on the Mario Kart craze at the time. Everybody was releasing kart races. We had Crash Bandicoot, Spyro and everybody doing it. So we had a South Park one. It's your average kart racer with a limited amount of samples from the show, which get really irritating really fast. Now, another game I've always wanted to play on the Dreamcast because I really did enjoy it on the Nintendo 64. We have Star Wars Episode 1 Pod Racer. It's a fantastic game on the Nintendo 64. This looks just like a conversion of the same game with a slightly enhanced draw distance and a better resolution and frame rate. But to be fair, they all enhance an already brilliant game. I'm looking forward to spending a lot of time with this one. It's one of my favourite Star Wars games, even if it is from one of the least popular movies. Now we have one of my holy grail Dreamcast games. I'm so glad I found this one. We have Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. What a beautifully presented, beautifully animated fighting game this was. It was probably one of the only home conversions of the game ever seen outside the arcades as well, which makes this title all the more desirable for the Dreamcast. But what an absolutely fantastic fighting game this is. Hats off to Capcom. The game looked absolutely fantastic.
This completes my Street Fighter collection of PAL Dreamcast games, which I'm really happy with. Next we have Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six, including Eagle Watch missions, whatever they are. I didn't really get too far into the game because these things can take quite a while to set up. It's a very, very difficult tactical first-person shooter where you really got to know what you're doing to achieve the goals in each mission. It's very, very in-depth. I've not got the patience for these kind of games, but if you know what you're doing, they are lots and lots of fun. Next up we have a game that catapulted this genre into the stratosphere. We have a conversion of the PlayStation 1 classic, Tony Hawk's Skateboarding. As we can see here, somebody's written on the disc, which I really hate. Really, really hate this. Don't do that to discs, guys. Get a bit of alcohol on there, get that off. I just can't stand it when people write on discs. Anyway, a conversion of the PlayStation 1 classic game, which was the first game to catapult this genre into the mainstream. But again, just another lazy PlayStation port. If anything, this game looks like it plays in fast forward, but good enough. Next up we have a game I never even knew existed outside of the PlayStation. We have Cool Borders Blurry. I just randomly spotted this on the stall as I was walking past and thought, you know what, I'm going to try that out. There's not many snowboarding games on the Dreamcast. It's in really good nick. It's got the spine and the sleeve and everything you need for the game. And looking at the demo, to be fair, it looks like a souped up version of 1080 snowboarding from the N64. I never really played these games a lot of the time, but to be fair, I really like the look of this one, so I'm going to be spending a bit of time with Cool Borders, I think.
Here comes the trick point. You ready for it? Bomb that cliff.
Next up we have 04 Champ Doozy J Type R. Whoa, what a mouthful. I thought this was going to be a straightforward racing game, and it ended up being a really complicated drag racing game where you use the D-pad to navigate the gear column and drag race to the end. Very interesting, very difficult. Next up we have the cute anime style puzzler Puyo Puyo Sun, the puzzle game where you have to drop coloured blobs on top of each other in order to make them disappear. It really is that simple, but you can stack these different blobs in such ways you can get combos and earn big points. It's great fun in versus mode, it's a lot of fun in single player mode, and over the years the gameplay's not really changed a great deal. They added features, but this one doesn't seem to have many. It seems to have more features inside the box. I've got leaflets and stickers and warranty cards and pamphlets and everything in there. I'm pretty sure these stickers glow in the dark as well, but they've never been used, so it's all in nice condition in the box. I got this for a relatively cheap price. It's a 5-minute puzzler you can play with your friends, and I've run out of stuff to say for it, but there's just so much to look at in the box. I'm just going to keep waffling until the end. Puyo Puyo Sun, mate. Sega Saturn. Try it out. Next up, a game that I just couldn't pass by, Fire Pro Wrestling 6-Man Scramble. It looks like a really, really fun 2D sort of 6-man tag team wrestling game. I'm looking forward to playing this. It's beautifully animated and really well presented, and I can't believe we didn't get this game in the West either. It's a fantastic looking game, and I bet if you've got a multi-tap it'd be even more fun. All the moves are laid out in an extra manual you get with that as well, so it looks like there's a lot to learn, but a really, really nice looking 2D wrestling game there. Next I found the final of the 3 versions of Soulcalibur II that I needed. I found Soulcalibur II for the GameCube. It unfortunately is missing the manual, which is a bit of a shame. Back in the day when this was released, there were character exclusives on each format. The GameCube got Link, the Xbox got Spawn, and the PlayStation version had Heiichi Mishima from Tekken. It's nice to have the full set. I even found a box for Super Probotector for one of my loose SNES cartridges. Really, really lucky to get it at a low price. A little bit of sticker damage on there, but a box for a SNES game's a box for a SNES game, guys. Not a bad condition at all. I've had to make a little bit more space for this one because it's a rather large item. A ginormous Sega Saturn arcade stick. This is going to be absolutely essential for me playing shoot 'em ups and beat 'em ups on the system, and I've got a vast collection of those. I've wanted one of these for years, so let's have a look and see what we got. The price was reduced quite a lot because it's missing the inlay, it's missing the instruction, but most importantly we have the joystick in perfect functional condition. All the micro switches inside still click. All the buttons feel good as well. I just need to plug this in and play some of those awesome Saturn games with it.
That has to be the biggest pick-up splash yet. A good trip round the video game marketplace at the Doncaster Dome. I had loads of fun rooting through all them stores. There was just so much to do, so much to look through, and just not enough time to do it before all those gems were gone. I do feel sorry for my dad. He did look a bit tired at the end of all that, but I had a great day out. There was some awesome vendors there. I met some great people. I've been Nots Gamer. This has been my trip to the Doncaster Dome, buying some games. Take care, guys. Please like, subscribe and share. Take care. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.